Hi, everyone. I'm Doug Black at Inside HPC. We're at the ISC 2025 conference in Hamburg. And with me today, it's my pleasure to be with Mark Nossokoff. He is research director at Hyperion Research, HPC-AI analyst firm. Did I get all of your title,
You
Mark?
did. I'm the research director with Hyperion Research, and I'm also the lead analyst for storage and interconnects and cloud research, among other things. But yeah.
Okay, great. Um, Now, you all just came out with your latest market update,
hmm
always a highlight. Can you give us some of the top line observations coming out of the new one?
Sure. We saw a pretty strong growth year from 23 to 24. And within our market model, the way we look at the market, we saw roughly $60 billion being spent for HPC AI resources, combined both on premises and in the cloud. And we saw like 21% growth with the on-premises and more closer to 23 or 24% growth with spending on resources in the cloud from 23 to 24.
And now looking over the next year, maybe through further out
hmm
into the end of the decade,
Yeah.
do you have any CAGR expectations?
Yeah, well, if we look at the overall HPC growth market, it's in the 20 14% overall with the on-prem service on-prem market. The cloud though is up over the 20%. So we see further growth, higher growth within investment in the cloud than on-prem, but certainly on-prem is still with especially with the size of the on-prem spending, there's still a sizable spend and
And do you have ideas on what you would attribute the higher growth in cloud to be?
There's just with the new technologies that are coming out, individual and organizations may not are looking to the cloud to evaluate and look at new technology. There's also still continued supply chain constraints, particularly in some areas of the GPU. So there's easier access to new technology in the cloud. And as their institutions are trying to understand the utilization of the infrastructure, doing the balance of where it makes most sense to run certain applications on-prem or in the cloud.
Okay, great. And I think a big topic of discussion here at ISC has been with the explosion in AI factories. Now, a lot of that's driven by HPC class technologies, but where does that leave HPC, traditional HPC?
Yeah, that's certainly something that institutions and the scientific and research community are keeping an eye on. Some of the more traditional, well, a lot of the investments, most of the investments are going into AI-driven infrastructure, which is typically lower precision type of calculations and solutions. And so there is some concern in the classical case where that's going to leave the double precision and traditional market. So there's an evaluation of understanding where some of those codes could be shifted to take advantage of the lower precision and accelerated technologies. But there's also, I think, an opportunity then for further investment in the double precision, full traditional HPC type of infrastructure.
Now, Mark, I know you've been a you've been taking a very close look at storage technology for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, storage and massive data sets, massive data volumes is at the core of AI. So, what are some of the interesting trends going on right now in storage?
Yeah, there are a few things. So, boy, where to start? If you look at some of the traditional requirements for storage in the classical case, it had been primarily performance, whether it be throughput, bandwidth, or latency, and then the reliability and availability of the system. But a lot of the workloads have moved towards the AI and the AI data pipeline, there's a much more diverse set of requirements placed on the storage system. So and sometimes some competing requirements. So above and beyond the performance and the availability, reliability aspects are still critical, but there's this notion of a data platform where additional feature functionality moving up the software stack and being delivered by the storage vendors to be able to address some of the broader requirements driven by the AI pipeline.
Yeah, and then, looking out, say over 5 years, how do you see these data platforms evolving?
I think you'll continue to see some more integration of the software features and software stack, but I think they are evolving to be able to address, and it's going to be a higher visibility and higher attention being placed on storage. Storage had previously been kind of considered the unsung hero of HPC applications, but as we're moving with the larger data sets and the AI requirements, the unsung part, the song and tune being applied to storage is becoming louder and a lot more vibrant.
Yeah, like I say, storage is getting cool.
Nah.
It kind of getting cool. So great. We've been with Mark Nossokoff of Hyperion Research. Thanks so much for your time.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate the conversation.